Oh, we are done. Oh yeah, starting the day. We're gonna take it for test spin. We got the sparklers put into the Dodge Challenger. He asked me to turn the H cars. It'd be nice. My wife over here. Alright, welcome to DHG, Dan's Hangout Garage. Today we are working on the Passat again finally. We got some new coils and we're going to put in new spark plugs. And so let's jump into this thing. Alright, so of course the first step is pop the hood up, of course. Let's see if I can reach it. There we go. Alright, so before we jump into it, we're going to go through what we have, what we're going to be using, and what tools we're going to use. Got a set of nice red top coils and NGK spark plugs. We also going to need an extension, a set plug socket, pocket screwdriver, and a ratchet. And we also have a little grease for the boots, and don't forget the anti-seize over there, wherever it went. And a little anti-seize. That's all we're going to need for this project. So back into the engine bay, we need to get to the spark plugs. So first thing we're going to pull off is the mass airflow sensor. Move it to the side. 2 clips on the air breather box. Pop it up. And then remove your box. Set it to the side. So we're going to be working with the coils. I'll get a close-up view here in a second. You hear the coils on top of the motor. That's why we need a pocket screwdriver. That's what I use. I just take it, push a little bit, push them off. And try not to break the clips. Let's get a close-up view of that. So here's our coil wiring harness here. Now most of these will have bolts holding these down, or little clips or pins. Mine does not. Somebody's been in this before and it has broke most of these clips. This will be my first plug change on this car. See, that clip's broke. So yeah, well, let's get in there and get the coils out. Since we got our harness pushed back out of the way, now we can just grab our coils, little wiggle, and pop them up. There we go. That's the best time to check. See if you have any oil around your boot. That'll let you know if your valve cover's leaking. Oh, that looks good too. There we go. Yep, that one's got a slight little bit of oil right there in the end. And that's the only one. Alright. Alright, since we got the coil packs out, now let's go ahead and pull the plugs. So let's get in there. Let's see. Oh. So, kind of hard to see, but here's your plug hole. There's 4 of them on this motor. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull all 4 plugs out. And it's recommended to do this while the motor is cold. If not, they'll be hot. Alright. I have a 5/8 plug socket. It's got a grommet inside, so it'll bring the plug back up. It'll stick in there. So let's get all 4 of these plugs out. Oh yeah, that takes time to change. And the last one. So we got the plugs out. The plugs were iridium. They were, let's see if it'll focus. They're about ready to change. Supposedly these were put in 20,000 miles ago, so yeah, I'm changing them. I got some new NGKs. Remember, if yours need to be gapped, make sure you check the specifications of your vehicle and have it gapped correctly, especially on a turbo car. So the next step I'm going to do is one plug at a time. Just a little bit anti-seize on the plug. A little bit. Roll it through the threads. Try not to get it up here on the top. And then reinstall it back into the car. When reinstalling the plug, barely stick it in. That way you can pull the socket back out. If not, you'll play heck trying to get that socket back out because there's a rubber grommet in there that holds the plug in there. I just usually barely put it in just to get it started. I have another socket that I use to finish the tightening. So there's one. Grab the plug in. There's nothing on there. Press hold on down. Grab it. You got the plug. There we go. And there we go. We get the in and we'll put it over. Or tighten it. I have, this is the 5/8 I've been using. I have another 5/8 that I'm going to use to snug them up with because this one does not have the grommet inside, so it's easy to pull it back off. You ever get a socket stuck down there, it's a pain in the booty to get it back out. Now when tightening these, we snug them down just a little bit. Because you don't have to He-Man these things or you'll end up stripping the head out, or you just want to get them snug and then just barely pull. Need a little longer extension. There we go. So the kit I got with the coils came with a little bit of grease for the boots. So we're going to take the package, open it up, take a little grease, stick it in there, done. We're going to do that for each coil. Alright, it's time to put our coils in. Same way we took them out. Doesn't matter where they go because they are brand new. Just slide it in. Push them down. This one hasn't popped all the way down. Don't know why. go. Now we're going to reinstall our wiring harness. Line them all up at the same time before you start pushing them in. And you just push them in and they should click, but there's one click. And there we go. So here's what our coils look like. Brand new installed. Suck first. I'll be covering them up so you can't see them until I can get a cold air intake. And time to put the cover back on. Alright, now that we got our plugs in and our coils on, it's time to put our massive air box in until I can get a cold air intake. That will be a next step. Hopefully soon. I already have a 3-inch exhaust and I need to get a cold air intake and a tune. Time is money. Drop it down. Plug in your dill. Plug in your mass airflow sensor. And no rude comments. I know I need a tune. I know I need a cold air intake. I just haven't got it yet. There we go. Now, important message. Let's get there. Alright, important announcement. One thing I've learned over the years of working on certain cars and doing certain things and certain mods, especially for something that is my daily... Love motorcycles. One thing that this is my daily driver, and I used to work with American Muscle cars, you know, carbureted MSD systems, MSD coils. I still do with my air-cooled Volkswagen stuff. The Honda Gullwing still carbureted, but again, coils can go out. So the best thing to do, if your coils are still good and you're just swapping them out for performance coils, the best thing to do is put them back in the box that you got them in, like I did here, and I'm going to put them in the trunk. Because again, I've had a coil go out about not even a month after I bought it, and left me sitting on the side of the road. So now, from now on, what I do is if I buy any other performance parts like that I can swap on the side of the road, especially coils on this car, it's really easy. You can get to it with a pocket screwdriver. Have a nice day. I also keep a scanner in my car at all times. I have an OBD11. I love it. Not sponsored. I just use it because they're for Volkswagen and Audi Pacific. Specific. So that's one thing to keep in mind, especially for people that are learning like me and stuff like that. This is my first turbo car that I have been playing with and been doing a lot of research and trying to make it go faster for a 4-cylinder. Right now this thing has outran a few V6s and kept up with a few V8s, but not outran them. So hopefully we'll get there one day. Like I said, I need a cold air intake. I have a short shifter in this thing. I already have a stage 2 clutch. I've been slowly trying to progress this car because I'm not sponsored. I mean, you know, coils and stuff like that, you know. I just bought a boost gauge from ENS Tunings, not sponsored, but it'd be cool because, you know, send me some free parts, you know, put on my car. If not, oh well, I got to take the time and do what I can. So just keep in mind, old coils, if they're still working and you're just swapping out for performance, it's good to just toss them in the trunk and have them with you. That way, if one goes out and it's running bad, you can just put the stock ones back in real quick and get you back home. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed the info and hopefully you liked the video, and stay tuned and hopefully see you again later.